Good evening. Welcome to another edition of Wizards Outlook. Got Cardell Dudley Jr., Wilson Carpe Jr. And look, man, we told you guys the last time we were on, literally 2 nights ago, what the Wizards would be facing. At that time, I don't think any of us thought that Bradley Beal would not be playing tonight. He did not play tonight. Against a good defensive team like the Knicks, who's very good defensive team. They're first in the league in several different categories as a team. They beat the Wizards 109-91. The Wizards outside of transition attempts struggle to score the ball, and the Knicks took advantage of that. And they overwhelmed them with second chance opportunities, the physicality up front, and Mitchell Robinson did a whole lot of damage before fracturing his right hand and missing the rest of the game. But I want you to give your immediate thoughts on tonight's game.
The Wizards got punked up front. We're going to call it what it is. Mitchell Robinson dominated, but it was really Julius Randle. And coming into this game, I was kind of eyeing that. I didn't really care about nothing else. I was trying to see if the Wizards front court would match their physicality. If they would just kind of man up and just be like, y'all not going to come in here and do that. Show some toughness or whatnot. And it was just business as usual. And, the Knicks front court just had their way with them. Knicks out rebounded the Wizards 65-46. That's just 65 rebounds in the game. It's just 50 defensive rebounds. That's just, come on, man. That's they don't even feel you. You know what I'm saying? 58 points in the paint. It's just 24 points, 18 rebounds, 4 assists from Randle. Mitchell Robinson had 10 of 14 in the first half. He was working on the Moses Malone stat line. That's it. You know what I'm saying? But when you look at the Wizards front court, Rui 10 and 5, Bertans 9 and 5, and that's actually some good rebounding for him. Alex Land 8 and 4. Mitchell Robinson and Julius Randle damn near rebounded those three dudes by themselves. That's where the game was won. And then all the guards had to do was just come in and just execute and not mess up. You know what I'm saying? Go in there, play their games. Pretty much run the clock out, and that was it. And obviously the Knicks are one of the top defensive teams as far as guarding the three, and that played a role. At one point, what were they, 1 for 12 to start the game or something like that? The Wizards, that's what. Then Garrison Matthews got going in the third, and that kind of sparked them. But they still shot 9 of 34. That's my problem with kind of this era. When you don't have it from three, you got to find some other way to score. But obviously, with a lot of the Wizards, a lot of those guys are limited skill-wise, so they can't really adjust. It's either threes or finishing at the rim. They don't really have a mid-range game. That's why the mid-range is important. If you don't have it from that range, which can be the case because to shoot from deep range, your legs got to be into it more. But your legs will be fatigued. If you get bullied, you have to defend and all this stuff like that. And they're wearing you out on the boards and stuff like that. It's just common sense. It all ties together. So if you don't have the shots, the legs to make those shots from three, you're going to have to come in. You're going to have to try to get closer. And I know Mitchell Robinson is in the paint. Before he got hurt, he makes things difficult. Well, draw him out. Shoot mid-range. You see what I'm saying? And then go from there. I saw Russ. I figured he would try to turn back the clock and play his OKC style. He actually had a pretty good game for the most part. But once they saw the other Wizards weren't making shots, they just keyed in on him, and it made it tough. 23, 10, and 9. But the 5 turnovers, some of them was just crazy turnovers. You know what I'm saying? They deflate teams. It deflates you. So, and obviously 10 for 22, not the most efficient. I didn't make a 3. So, it went about as much as you honestly could expect with them not having Bill. And it shows you how good Bill is.
Yes, it does. It does, because the offense looks totally different. Like they legit have a chance. And what we saw against a really good defensive team, a lot of them dudes, once you off the line, it's the MLB, it's done after that. And the Knicks consistently did that tonight. And like you said, even when Mitchell went out, Erlins is a good shot blocker. Julius is still down. The Knicks were just active as hell on the defensive end, and on the offensive end, that was a difference. They don't shoot a lot of threes as a team. I think Reggie Bullock's the guy who takes the threes on purpose. Julius Randle bailed them out on a couple bad offensive possessions. hitting threes at the end of the shot clock. But outside of that, the rest of the damage was done. You know what I'm saying? 19 feet down for the Knicks?
Hmm.
You had literally two opposing kind of ideas, except one team was able to execute their version, their philosophy or the style that they chose to play, and the other team couldn't.
And
No matter what was going on with the Knicks, whoever was in there, the guards were able to get downhill on a regular basis, able to hit the mid-range jumpers on a regular basis, and their bigs, like you said, man, punk might even be too kind of a word. I mean, there was a couple drivers, the guard almost handing off, driving baseline, and handing the ball off to the bigs at the front of the rim. Like, it wasn't a good look.
look, man, you know the last few drafts, I was
Yep.
saying they need to get some athletic, tough bigs.
Yep.
This one had been a problem. There's a reason for that. Because if you have an off night offensively and you can't hit shots, um, can't really defend. Those guys can make up for those mistakes, as you see on New York with Mitchell Robinson. It's not like they had some defensive stoppers on New York and on the perimeter. They have guys that will compete on the end. They're more athletic than what you see with the Wiz, but it's not like you got a bunch of Marcus Smarts or Draymonds out there, you know what I mean, or Drew Holidays or something like that. But they got Mitchell Robinson down there swatting everything. And then if they just happen to get a shot up and miss, you dang sure got Mitchell Robinson and Julius Randle cleaning things up. Even Obi Toppin came in. He had 8 points, 3 rebounds, 4 or 5 shooting in 16 minutes. Derrick Rose, 7 of 11 shooting, 14 points, 6 assists, 4 steals. Alec Burke, he didn't hit a shot. He played 26 minutes, and he had 8 rebounds. You let a guard come in off the bench and get 8 rebounds. It's just, you see what I'm saying? It's inexcusable stuff, whereas X's and O's has nothing to do with this. This is just your heart and your desire. You knew coming in what it was. I'm pretty sure the staff relayed the message. They're ranked 5th in the league in rebounding. They're one of the top rebounding teams in the league. So it should be an emphasis that we all need to hit the boards. But all you do is see them doing what they want on the New York side. And then Julius Randle, I mean, he was getting the bigs, certain for Bertans. I remember one play, Bertans got on him at the top of the key, and he cleared out, going between his legs, walked right up to Bertans, drove right past him and score. And it's just like, man, that pretty much summed up the game, man.
And like you said, again, on the perimeter, it's not like the Knicks have all defensive dudes. They just got a big man back there, and they're working on that end of the floor. Don't come. I don't want to hear that. Like you said, Reggie Bullock isn't about to be confused for Drew Holiday ever in any life, any alternate universe. They just moved their feet. And you saw just the difference with their guards too. They can all get downhill, but they can also the floaters, the array of shots they have. It's not just I have to get literally to the rim. Felt like every guard they brought in, they hit a floater. Foul line jumper easy. Can all hit that mid-range step back. Quickly knock down a couple threes as well. But they're all super attacking players, like you said on the other side. With Washington to a degree, you got folks that are more limited. Folks that can't put the ball on the floor, can't really shoot.
Specialists.
Yeah.
That's what a specialist is. They're a one-trick pony. That's why they specialize there in the league, because they specialize in this one particular skill and they're elite at it. But the problem is, when they're off in that particular skill, they give you nothing else. And I feel like, to be an NBA player, you got to give me at least 2 or 3 things, something. And defense better be one of them. I'm not even saying you got to be all NBA defensive team, but you better put forth the effort and stuff like that. And a lot of these guys just, they don't have the dog in them. It is what it is. Bill said it a few games ago. They don't have the dog in them. At some point, it ain't about your coach. It ain't about anybody else. It's about my pride. I'm going to compete and make sure you don't keep doing this to me game after game after game. And opponents are coming in knowing they can do whatever they want. It's consistent. It's been consistent throughout the season. So, it's no reason why we should expect anything different. It is what it is, man.
Nah, you're right. And there's no reason, like you said, to expect anything different or even waste too much time on this one. After this, they got the Celtics up next on Sunday. And yeah, their bigs, that front line isn't exactly what you went against tonight, but Tice is Tice is a center with an extremely high motor. your favorite. You know who. I'm not gonna mention. You go ahead is your guys on that team who you was banging the table for.
Rod
Wilson
Williams,
Park.
yeah, who I wanted the Wizards to draft. But hey,
Mhm.
listen, look. Yeah, they ain't got to deal with the base that New York have, but guess what? New York ain't got those wings that they got,
No, they
and
not.
that's about to be it. Man, them dudes are ruthless. The Jalen's, they're ruthless. So, hey, man, hope Bill got his rest, though, because they gonna need a good 50, 60 piece from that one.
And some stops because both of them boys can those
Stop.
wings over there. Yeah,
You can keep praying, dog. It got to be a shootout, baby.
man, that's gonna be yeah, that's a tall order. That's a hold on, and they got a back to back Monday, Sunday and Monday.
Against the
Oof,
Celtics.
they got Celtics Rockets.
Oh, all come back to town. Ooh,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah. That's one. Yeah,
and not only that, if I'm not sure, but Christian Wood's healthy now, right? So he's here. He'll be
I,
here for the matchup.
I have to check.
Or
I know
not?
they were saying he was getting back with him. I'm like, I gotta
Okay.
check out this.
All right, but yeah, so yeah, look, man, they get a day off. You
And
got some more games coming back to back. Go ahead.
even if he's not, the Rockets gonna rally behind Wall to make sure, you know, they don't lose that game if they can help it. You know what I'm saying? So they gonna make sure he come back here and send a message. They gonna get behind him. And look, Oladipo, hometown. You feel what I'm saying? Look, man, it ain't looking good, man. You got
And
Boogie
it's
down there.
okay. So you end the home. This is how the homestand ends, right? You had tonight, like we said, Celtics on Sunday, Rockets on Monday, Nuggets on Wednesday. Get the Joker on Wednesday.
The league real. That's all I can say.
Very, very real. If you didn't have anything else, I want to thank you guys for hanging with us tonight. If you're not doing anything else, give it a few minutes. We'll be back with the second edition of the G League Rundown this week. Got a lot to talk about in this one. Looking forward to it. Once again, this was Wizards Outlook for Cardell. You guys.